You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond.
The chaplain, Reverend Father Augustine Habib.
It is with immense pleasure and profound sense of honor that I welcome you all to this very important milestone in the life of Veritas University, celebrating, of course, the 14th convocation ceremonies of the university. It's important to note that we have not missed one single year of convocation, and that tells the story of the stability of our academic programs. So today we gather not only to celebrate the academic excellence, but also to partake in a moment of profound intellectual and moral reflection, graced by no other personality than the thought thief. So on behalf of the University Council, management, staff, and the entire university community, I extend a very special and warm welcome to distinguished convocation lecturer, His Royal Majesty, Professor James Ose Ayese, the third thief, the fifth. Your Royal Majesty, we are deeply humbled to have you in our midst. I also would like to especially acknowledge the presence of our esteemed Pro-Chancellor and others members of council represented here. We want to thank you immensely for being here. Everyone, all our staff, all our students, all the other guests we have, and in particular, I want to mention that one of our benefactors in the name of Chief, okay, he said he doesn't want to answer Chief. Solomon, our benefactor, Chief Solomon, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. So without further ado, we want to say we are all welcome to this particular event. I want to listen and learn from the fountain of wisdom of our revered Chief, His Royal Majesty. Once again, I want to say welcome, everybody. May God bless us.
James Oteseyozuayate, CFR, Totiv, was born in Bakan, Shangeria, in Kwande local government area of Benue State, Nigeria, on the 12th of May, 1956. His education. He went through uninterrupted studies from primary to tertiary education between 1964 and 1969. He received his primary education at LGEA School, Obiang, Ikyo, Ushongo local government area. LGEA School, Bagbeba, Shangeya, and St. Anne's Primary School, Adigbo in Kwande local government area of Benue State, where he obtained his first school leaving certificate with prizes. Between 1970 to 1974, he attended Government Secondary School, Boko, where he demonstrated all-round skills in arts, science, and sports, graduating with first division in West African School Certificate and obtaining several prizes. He was a school prefect in charge of the Totiv House, editor-in-chief of the school magazine, president of the Literary and Debating Society and the Photographic Society, and represented the school in football, basketball, volleyball, and and so on. He was admitted for his 2-year higher school certificate studies in the prestigious government college, Kefi, but spent only 1 year there between 1974 to 1975 before gaining admission to university. He was admitted to study at the Pioneer University of Ibadan in 1975 and graduated in 1979 with BSc Biochemistry and received several prizes as the best graduating student in biochemistry. He participated in mandatory 1-year national service between 1979 and 1980 at Community Secondary School, Idomi, now in Yaguru local government area in Cross River State. In 1980, he commenced his master's program with University of Calabar, graduating with MSc in biochemistry and obtaining the best graduating result in 1982. In 1984, because of his outstanding academic performance, he won the prestigious Commonwealth Scholarship to study PhD biochemistry in University of Surrey, England, graduating in 1987. While still on his PhD program in England, he was involved in rendering services and laboratory work in clinical biochemistry department of St. Luke's Hospital, Guildford, and served as teaching assistant postgraduate in the Department of Biochemistry, University of Surrey. Because of his leadership qualities, he represented the postgraduate union in the University Senate and the postgraduate school board. Due to his love for his country and people, His Majesty immediately returned to Nigeria in 1987 after completing his studies in England at a time when many at his age disappeared to Europe and in America in search of greener pastures. To equip himself for management of human and material resources and the leadership opportunities, he studied business administration at the University of Calabar between 1990 and 1992. Again, graduating top of the class with Masters in Business Administration, MBA, specializing in management. He is a fellow of the Institute of Medical Laboratory Sciences, UK, member, Institute of Biology and the Chartered Biologist, UK, member, New York Academy of Sciences, USA, member of the Nigerian Society of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, Chartered Fellow of the Institute of Administration and Researchers of Nigeria, Fellow of the Civilian Institute of Democratic Administration, Fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants, amongst several others. He has also a Doctor of Science honoris causa of the University of Benin. He is happily married to Professor Felicia Mbadon Ayate, and God has blessed them with 5 children. He started his career in academics in August 1980 as a graduate assistant with the University of Calabar. Through hard work, diligence, outstanding research, publications, and God's favor, he rose rapidly through the ranks, enjoyed accelerated promotions, and attained the peak of his career as a professor of biochemistry in his 30s in 1993. He was also a visiting scholar at the University of Uyo and several others. Owing to his patriotic need to serve his people, in the state of birth. He joined the services of Benue State University in 1994 and transferred the services from University of Calabar to BSU. While in the services of BSU, he served for about 7 years as head of chemistry department and pioneer director of academic planning, DAP, of the university. As the pioneer DAP of BSU, he laid the academic foundation on which the university is standing and prospering till today. Continuing, Professor James Montese, Dr. President of the Team Federal Council, Traditional Council, and Chairman of the State Council of Traditional. A humble servant, trustworthy, reliable, dependable, disciplined with high level of integrity, devout, God-fearing, and God-honoring man, who believe that the way back to God is the only way to true success and greatness. An intelligent, hardworking, self-motivated, focused, result-oriented, achievement-oriented, and selfless person. A good man, frugal, and efficient. A manager of human, material, and financial resources. A team player that respects constituted authority. An international scholar, an outstanding marathon ruler, designed over 15 million people of the 3 nations worldwide. A brave builder, a lover of peace, and an ambassador for peace. God to you, all I said.
For that outstanding citation of the total team. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to now invite the total team to mount the podium to give his convocation lecture.
It is with great pleasure and a deep sense of responsibility that I received your kind invitation to deliver this convocation lecture. Permit me to commend and thank the management and staff of this great university for the critical role they continue to play in ensuring that the university remains dynamic and resilient as part of the Nigerian university system. The title of my lecture is Reimagining University Governance in the Age of Digital Transformation, and it speaks to the pressing issue of our time, and it is by no means an easy topic, as it demands a careful and critical assessment of our current realities, where we stand as a system, the direction we are headed, and the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. In the heart of the discussion lies the urgent question of how digitalization is reshaping global landscape, and more importantly, what strategies we must now adopt to ensure that our universities and their graduates remain relevant and competitive. You may recall that prior to my coronation as the Tochief, I had the privilege of growing in the university system from graduate assistant to professor, and I had the opportunity to head 2 federal universities as Vice Chancellor. First, at Federal University of Agriculture, now renamed Joseph Sawu Antaka University, Makurdi,
as the third Vice Chancellor, and the Federal University Dusima in Katsina State as the pioneer Vice Chancellor. In many ways, therefore, today's occasion feels like a homecoming, and I'm pleased to return to familiar terrain in addressing the important subject of governance in university education. However, I will be speaking not as an expert on digitalization, but someone that was involved in university governance, experienced the challenges involved, one who employed the technology of digitalization in university governance, and can speak from experience about the challenges, the opportunities involved. This lecture will give me an opportunity to share my experiences that may be useful in the principles and practice of university governance in an era of digitalization. The purpose of higher education at all levels is to shape the intellect, hones talent, and to transform individuals into productive and innovative members of society. At the tertiary level, education is expected to cultivate highly skilled, visionary, and creative leadership class capable of guiding society towards its aspiration. The central goal of higher education has always been to build advanced human capacity. The widely held belief that young people are tomorrow's leaders rests on the assumption that the education equips them to fulfill their potentials through rigorous intellectual development. The strategic importance of higher education has long been recognized globally. In 1991, UNESCO report on higher education affirmed that beyond its core roles of teaching, research, and community engagement, tertiary education is also essential in nurturing critical thinking and transmitting knowledge across generations. It is therefore responsible not only for tertiary education to meet national and sectoral needs, but also for offering services to society that will support economic and cultural advancement. Through these roles, higher education contributes to the pursuit of a more just and equitable society. Now, higher education in Nigeria. Higher education in Nigeria has its origin in the 19th century, where Nigerians began to pursue overseas education in search for the so-called golden fleece. In response to the growing demand for local opportunities and pressures from nationalistic movements, the colonial masters established the Yaba Higher College in 1932. The institution was indeed to train skilled assistants in fields such as medicine, engineering, and teaching, with a limited mandate focus on sub-degree qualifications to support colonial operations. However, as the demand for more robust higher education system grew, the British government commissioned the Elias Report in 1945. It concluded that the need for educated Africans vastly exceeds the existing supply and recommended establishing university in Nigeria. This led to the founding of University College Ibadan in 1948 that was affiliated to University of London and initially populated by students from Yaba Higher College.
This marked the formal beginning of university education in Nigeria. Technical education followed closely with colleges of arts and science, colleges of arts, science, and technology established in Zaria in 1952, Ibadan 1954, Enugu 1955, to provide specialized training in fields such as pharmacy, accountancy, administration, and engineering. These institutions offered practical and professional qualifications distinct from traditional university degrees. A major turning point came with the Ashby Commission in 1959, which was tasked with assessing Nigeria's higher education needs in preparation for independence. Its recommendation paved the way for the creation of Nigeria's first generation of universities: University of Nigeria, Nsukka, 1960, University of Ibadan, which became autonomous in 1962, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Obafemi Awolowo University, then University of Ife, the University of Lagos, and then University of Benin followed in 1970. Because of the challenges, efforts have been made on governance to reform governance and to address the challenges. The first is university autonomy, and this tries to free the universities, especially public universities, from the grip of civil servants, of public servants, from the bureaucracy. University autonomy being the public universities, I think 2007 autonomy bill, so that they will be free to impart knowledge without interference. Because of that, in many public universities now, councils have been given the power to interview and appoint vice chancellors and simply report to the government. Number two, funding reforms. Third funds, which comes from tax collected from registered companies, is now in place and is the one funding public projects in many public universities. Third fund arose from ASU strike in the early 90s. I was part of that when Jega was the ASU chairman. And that led to establishment of Third Fund. It has done very well in improving infrastructure in public universities. I pray that tomorrow, in days to come, when they started, it was only federal universities. Then state universities came in. I believe they are moving, hopefully private universities will begin to benefit too. And that is my advocation. I'm appealing that public universities also should be supported because they are providing manpower for the same system. So that's the point. Third one. And then we have the National Universities Commission, that is for accreditation and quality control at the apex to make sure that there is uniformity in what universities are doing. They access, they look at the capacity the university has before they can start new programs. And that is bringing sanity into the system. Now there are restrictions. I've heard the federal government now the moratorium on establishment of new higher institutions. I watch with amazement. Somebody will just rise up, start a bill in the National Assembly, be to establish this one, be to establish this one. Everybody wants to establish a higher institution in constituencies. Who will form that kind of arrangement? What capacity do they? No strategic planning before they are established. I think that restriction is important. The last which we have here, and very important, is digital transformation of institutions. They are encouraged to go digital in governance. And number 5 is what we will be diving into in today's lecture. There are 4 key pillars of university governance from my experience. Number 1, the institution must have a purpose, what they call mission. A purpose which defines the why university in existence, what it wants to impact. That creates the foundation for strategic and consistent growth. Any university without purpose, clearly defined, doesn't have a clear direction to go. The mission, the vision, the objectives, the goals, everything is set out in the purpose. That's not the end. The next important component of governance is the people. Good governance starts with the right people, assembling the right people in leadership. The right people, they must be there. If you take people who don't know their left from their right, you are in for a mess. It starts with the right people, leadership that is transparent, ethical, and accountable. That leadership must be accountable. Leadership that communicates and collaborates actively at all levels. At all levels, there is communication. This is where we are doing. This is where we are going. These are the steps. These are the guidelines. These are the timelines. It must be defined. And leadership cultivates a culture of making employees feel valued. Let me emphasize this point. People are the ones that drive a system, not technology, not tools. They must be motivated. They must be valued. They must be made to feel important. That is what we need them to contribute. It's not even salary. Salary is important. But when you make a person feel valued, he gives his best. And they'll be empowered and accountable for their contribution. I will share with you an example of making people feel valued. In the university system, the old people, the mature people, the professors, senior academics, they have already achieved. They themselves have produced professors. What they are looking for, what motivates them is not salary. What motivates them is making them feel important, making them valued. I inherited university in my country that every month there was strike. When I came in as a new writer, I changed strategy, I made people feel. Sometimes I would be in the office, I would just send a very small person. Now he comes, sit with him, I say, prepare tea, we sit together, I say, how is family? And no, basic thing. What do you think? What ideas do you have? And so forth. And by the time we finish, he's leaving feeling important. And it goes far. These professors are in control of many young lecturers. The university, I did that for a while. The university I was known for strike, throughout my tenure. The only strike we experienced were nationally directed. Because I made everybody know. The young people, what they want is opportunity to grow. Give them that opportunity. You will capture everyone, and everyone will do his best to ensure that the purpose of the university is fulfilled. Some people center on the structure, authority, power, and so power is more effective when you delegate it. You give people room to operate. University is a place where everybody knows what it's supposed to do. There are committee systems, there are structures. Allow them to work. Everybody will be motivated. Everybody is busy. And the university is better for it. Then the process.
Process, there's the systems that keep the university running efficiently. Implementing clear and transparent, accountable decision-making, risk managing, and daily operations. The university has processes at the departmental level, at the faculty level, at campus level, and there are processes, they are defined, they are known. You streamline workflows, who should do this, who should do that, everything is streamlined. Ensure legal and ethical compliance to the streamlined goals, help respond quickly to challenges. Enables efficiency, not bureaucratic red tape. Any structure that is operating to be a bureaucratic red tape must be dismantled. The governance we are talking about, those bottlenecks must be broken. Processes, then performance. Need to ensure monitor performance, measuring, reviewing, and adapting performance to ensure the full potential is attained, and not just operational stability. We talk of operational stability. Okay, let's just go on doing this every day, every week, every month, every session. Nothing is improved. No, there must be progress. Then track stakeholder satisfaction. Are stakeholders satisfied? Are students satisfied? Very often we don't even involve our students in decisions that affect them. I was a postgraduate student in UK, and I was elected to represent postgraduate students in Senate. Not only that, I was also on the higher awards committee, and I could voice out the feelings of students. Stakeholders, very important stakeholders. That's what we must get back to that. The satisfaction of stakeholders, engage the employees. There should be innovation milestones, environmental impact. All this must be assessed and ensure continuous performance review. That is what university governance is about. These key areas of purpose, people, process, performance must be followed, because there is no other way to be able to achieve university governance that will move our universities forward. Decisions can be taken quickly, the data is there. Digital technology gives you power to be able to get data, and when you have data about students and so on, this is centralized, the data is available, the bursary department will use the same data, registry will use the same data, at the departmental and faculty level, this data is available, and it becomes easy to take decisions. And you can so do it in a way that there are different components, there's no time to discuss everything. You'll be able to trust students, even though that don't come to lectures. You'll be able to trust students and be able to know those that need special help. So in the end, you have a governance that is creating outputs or outcomes that everybody is satisfied about. I remember that in those days when universities were not many, and University of Ibadan established a name. In the world of Ibadan, and I know that who are familiar, they will give about I'm talking of reality, I'm talking of because then they had a name. When I attended interview as graduate assistant at the University of Ibadan in 1980, I was interviewed as I left the station to wait there, left there 15 minutes to take me. That was when quality was important. What am I saying? Once the output is good, people will look for it. People will start saying, oh, I want a graduate from Veritas. Oh, they are trained in
character and learning. In many universities, we say we give degree according to character and learning, but there is no character component. We just give learning. But I understand in this university you are concerned about both. Congratulations. I told somebody that when I was in the system and I was employing people, interviewing people, I would look at, I'll first look at your character, your content as a person. I look at your chemistry, how you interact, are you able to work with others? Before I will look at your qualification. If you have an intelligent person that is a living person, you will probably. Am I right? Okay, great. Very intelligent. So that's very important. Digital transformation or governance in digital transformation, there are models. There are new models in government, more adaptive and hybrid, not just strict bureaucratic thing. There is cooperation, there is interrelationship, barriers are broken, and there's reasoning together. And people come together to take services and achieve an end. So there's no rigid boundaries when you come to digital transformation. The records at the registry are available for the Vice Chancellor to see, for the bursar to have access to. What is in academic office is available for departments and faculties. So there is collapse. So the governance is adaptive, is hybrid in governance, is that data-driven, and is collaborative and distributing governance. Not just one person sitting and saying, oh, this is my area of opportunity. Barriers are broken. Anybody that has knowledge is used. In a typical setup in Nigerian university, this is our department. No, you cannot be involved in whatever our department. No. In the kind of governance we're talking about, barriers are broken. We share information for the good of the university. The next slide. The key dimensions of digital governance. Strategic leadership, I mentioned it. Leadership is we have a vision, we draw a roadmap and timelines and allocate resources. Everything is already determined on paper. We want to deal with student, software that deal with student registration, bursary, payroll, and so on. Everything, timeline, is already determined how you want to move. And then resources, everything is aligned. And then you have to deal with cultural issues and human factors.
With His Royal Majesty and the Vice Chancellor, and hereafter collect your prize from the Senior Ceremonials Committee. For the best graduating student in the faculty, Andrew Comfort Nasi. Dean of Faculty of Management and Science Award to the best graduating student in the faculty, Anyanwu Divine Chimobi. Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences Award for the best graduate student in the faculty, Abu Miracle Ojo Shele. Dean of Ecclesiastical Faculty of Philosophy Award to the best graduate student in the faculty, Obu Malaki Ochapa. Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences Award for the best graduate student in the faculty, Okonkwo Iruoma Divine. Head of Department Award for the best graduate student in educational foundations, Makama Judith.
Information Technology, Abu Miracle Ojeshe. Head of Department Award for the best graduate student in microbiology, Ize Ruth Adesuwa.
Chancellor's cash prize to the best overall graduating students, Anyanwu Divine Chimobi. Professor Anthony Ndubueze Nzako Foundation Cash Prize for the best graduating student of the Faculty of Engineering, Ayede Emanuela Miselve Shote. Please, Professor Nzako, you are needed on the podium. Professor Nzako, please. UBA gift prize of 1 laptop to the best overall graduating student, Anyanwu Divine Chimobi. The overall best graduating students, Anyanwu Divine Chimobi, will give his valedictory speech by tomorrow during the convocation ceremony. Thank you very much.
First of all, I give God the glory. I know that I studied, but I also know that there are also so many other students who are also studying even more than me. But I think I give it to God's favor. First and foremost, the school has retained me as a GA student. But my plan is to develop the entrepreneurial world. And Nigeria, I'm a BSc of entrepreneurship. So Nigeria is a very good place for entrepreneurship. That I wrote my project about entrepreneurial involvement and success. These are my key areas, and I hope I'll do my little best to contribute to Nigeria entrepreneurial development.
I think it's a very, very special day for us. And I want to really thank God and bless God for the coming of Totti. His lecture has been a source of inspiration and a source of new ideas for us. And in fact, a blueprint for what we have been doing. So I think the reimagining university governance in the age of digital transformation speaks to the moment, speaks to the challenges universities are facing at the moment, and speaks particularly to the challenges facing private university today. We are already making this move. Veritas University has been over the time transforming, but gradually. But this is additional impetus for us to do more. What he said particularly about having a digital board, digital this in the classrooms It's already what we are doing. And we are having situation where lecturers from abroad can give lectures in Veritas to students in Veritas University, and students can listen to their lectures from everywhere. That's exactly, we are populating our university with digital boards everywhere. So this is a great transformation. Digitizing every aspect of our university system remains our focus. And if you notice, we are also spending a lot now, as he said, a lot now on internet services. We've just hired a new company to come and provide us every aspect of the university now is covered by internet services. And we are bringing in Microsoft. If you go to this building, it's a new set of Microsoft system that are training our students, training staff. We are having Cisco training our staff, training students. In fact, the whole of this this year, after our annual retreat, we had another 3 days, 4 days to train staff on the use of new digital methods, particularly digital boards, how to teach students, how to manage students in the digital era. So this is what we are exactly doing. And for me, it's a confirmation that we are on the right path. So I think for me, it's a wonderful lecture.
It's having the right leadership. Leadership that has capacity. Leadership that has passion. Leadership that has the will. Once there is a will, there is always a way. Once you determine that you achieve a particular project and you are consistent, you will do it. I was able to achieve it in Dusima because I had a roadmap and stayed on it. And I had the capacity to do it. So getting the right leaders is the key. People that have capacity, not just doing it for quota system. The truth is that most of those new universities that we were appointed during the time of Jonathan were people with capacity. He sourced and looked for people who had a track record. So that was the secret. So to sustain what I have said can be done, it's not magic. It's only determination. Once there is determination, resources will come. Once there is determination, passion will come. And cooperation from the people that you need.
Since I came in here as the Vice Chancellor in 2018, we have faced insecurity here, particularly bandits from all over migrating from one side of. So the aspect of insecurity is everywhere. It's not just in Abuja. It's in every aspect of our country. So as the two chiefs said, I think the best thing is government collaborate. It's not like a hostile move. I don't see it from the perspective of hostile move or a takeover of our country. No, I see it in terms of being able to collaborate with the international community or whoever is able to support us.
You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond.